So, Suikoden. Suikoden 2 specifically, one of the best games. One of my absolute favorite games of all time. So last time, nothing significant happened, really. So, if you like to drown out real-life drama with fictional drama, boy howdy does Suikoden have you covered. And Suikoden 2 goes hard when it goes hard. So, is Chrono present, our person who hasn't seen this game before? Do we have our first-time viewer here? And if anybody else is in attendance who has not seen Suikoden 2, is not familiar with it, actually, let me go ahead and check and see. And obviously, we have lurkers. You do not have to unlurk yourself for this. So, like, proceed lurking as you choose. But for anyone else here, do we have any folks here who are joining us for the first time and don't know Suikoden 2? Basically what I'm asking is, how much of a recap do we want? Because otherwise I'll just do a very, very high-level summary of, like, a refresher of what happened last time. Sorry, YouTube, you can probably skip this part because you might have just watched this, like, 2 seconds ago. You're like, why do I have to listen to this again? Well, you see, I like to talk. Alright. Oh my goodness. Yeah, we'll see Blue Glass. I'm trying to remember exactly what happens next. Okay. Well, let me see how to summarize. So we're still early enough in the game that I can do this. It will get harder as we get farther on. So separating this from the context of having played the first game, we start the game. And we are a teenager, a soldier in a brigade, a youth brigade of an army going home. The war is over. There's been a truce between our country and the country we've been at war with. Isn't this great? We're going to be home tomorrow. It's fantastic. I can't wait to see our families. Except that the entire brigade, the entire youth brigade gets slaughtered in the middle of the night by our own country's prince and his people. And then it is blamed on our enemy to rekindle the fire of war. And then, I know, Suzanne, right? Sometimes that's why we do it, right? We like to talk. So our hero, Ryo, and his best friend Joey are able to flee, not without having been seen by both their commander and the prince. They flee by jumping off a cliff into a river. Our hero is rescued by 2 characters who those of us who played the first game recognize, Flick and Victor, who now lead a mercenary company. We are their prisoner, which is to say we technically stay in a prison cell and they feed us and we do some chores and then they like send us on errands around the countryside with a couple of others because they're not very evil and they're not very good at prisoners. And along the way, we wind up reconnecting with our friend Joey, tries to break us out, and then we're both prisoners, but it's fine. They're like, you gotta stay here. And Joey's like, no, we're gonna go to our home country. This is my best idea ever. We're gonna go home. So we sneak back into our home country, where everybody thinks that we're traitors who led to the youth brigade dying. Then the Flicker company, that would be amazing, Chrono, but it is not. But so we go home and we have been framed for the slaughter of everybody. So we reconnect with Nanami, our main character's sister, and we're going to leave town maybe, but then the army commander shows up and is like, you're all under arrest and the 2 of you are going to get executed for treason. So then they start beating us to death at our execution. And bad guy commander is like waxing poetic about he's monologuing and the camera pans away and then like you hear the beating stop and it's because Flick and Victor have ridden in to save us and they're like, this is why we told you were our prisoners, because we knew your dumb butts were gonna go back home and then you were gonna get in trouble. And so we had to come rushing in to save you. So they save you and you all flee and return back. And then you got some time to kill, everything's fine. So Joey, our best friend, when we were rescued from the river by Flick and Victor, Joey, our best friend, was rescued by a family upriver at a small village, and so they take him in and are very kind to him. So we go back and we visit them. Pelika, this little girl here, is their daughter, and she's extremely precious and adorable. And she's like, would you two go? She's like 4 years old at most, but she's like, would you two go and buy my daddy a birthday present from the big city? Because I saw a thing that I really want to get him. So here's all my money. And we're like, we will take your precious money and we will make sure this happens. And so we go to the big city, and it's this great big city, this bustling, wonderful town. Muse is great. Yes, the precious 70 Poch. Poch is the unit of money in this game. As you can see on my screen, we have 11,000 Poch. We go there. Joey winds up pawning his family's signet ring because his family's not good. They're like evil nobles, which, like, I mean, really, what else can you expect? So we had him pawn off his family ring to buy Pelika there's an amulet. It's a locket for her dad. But we return home to her town to find that the entire place has been burned to the ground and everyone is dead, because the Prince Luca Blight, who was responsible for the Youth Brigade being slaughtered, he's also come through and burned down this town. A wooden amulet, yes, which does become it does pop up. It has one more appearance in the game, I think. But so we find Pelika, and she's like sobbing hysterically. She survived. Her parents, of course, got killed. Everybody got killed. So we take her with us to I think we take her directly to the mercenary's place, and then we have to go and do something in another town over. We go up into the mountains to go connect with Sai, who you see he's in our convoy, because we have to like ask him for a favor. We come back down the mountain and find that village has also been burned down and slaughtered, that village is in the process of being slaughtered. Luca is there. The prince, in one of the most memorable scenes in any video game I've ever played, he asks this woman to root around on the ground and act like a pig to spare her life. And she does it, and then he kills her anyway. And they're just like, his soldiers are just running around just killing people. It's really quite awful. And I like say this like I'm like, haha, like I'm summarizing this game, but honestly, like back to back to back. One of the things that is really effective about Suikoden 2, and the Suikoden series in general, it's never grimdark. It's never like, do you see how dark and serious this is? Do you know how bad and terrible the world is? How cruel people can be? Oh, it's a tough place. Like, no, none of that. Do you like my grizzled announcer voice? But it's not like that. It very much wants to emphasize the love between people, the ties between people, like the power of love and the connections and hope and trying to do your best and that sort of thing. But along with that, it is not afraid to have terrible things happen to people, such as a youth brigade of an army getting slaughtered, or like 2 towns back to back being absolutely just devastated. Like, and it is no spoiler to say this is not the last large-scale death we will see in Suikoden 2. It doesn't happen as frequently as it has happened in this beginning, but it does happen again. Like they start the game off with the slaughter of the Youth Brigade. Obviously, like, it makes a lot of sense as an inciting incident in the story, but from a narrative perspective, they're like letting you know, like, buckle up. This is gonna happen. Nobody's safe. Nothing is safe. And that holds true. And they're never going to do awful things for the sake of doing awful things, or to be like, oh, whoa, I can't believe they did that. So edgy. Like, it's not like that at all. But you do have to be ready. So I tried to give content warning before we started playing this game. But I figure if you're here with us now, you know what you're getting into. Yeah, there's a little bit more death. But yeah, Lizzie, it is pretty dark, honestly, and it has a lot of comedy in there too. But it is dark. And I meant to show the intro, but we'll watch the intro again a little later when we've got a little bit more context. But if you watch the intro video, it has this like really like epic and kind of dark and ominous first half, and then it goes to Luca Blight standing on a pile of bodies, and then he turns and looks at the camera with this like crazed look in his eye because he's Luca Blight. And then it cuts to darkness and a plant growing, and the music builds. Like the music changes and is like really like, it starts off very spare and kind of like hurting, and then it kind of becomes more hopeful as it goes, which is absolutely beautiful, and it's so intentional. Like the turning point there is the appearance of Luca, and then hope grows despite him. It's very, very, very Suikoden 2. So like I said, we're gonna maybe next time at the start of next time's stream, I will go through that, or I might wait a few more streams just to make sure that we've got a bit more context, because it has a lot of scenes and characters and things from the game. It's very nice. It's very nicely done, and the music is just incredible. But yeah, a Link universe. There's a lot that goes on. Suikoden 2 is a PlayStation 1 era game, and you can feel that in some of the mechanics and structure and some of the translation. It is still light years above the first game in those regards, because the first game was very early in the generation, whereas I think this is fairly late in this generation. But if you haven't seen this before and you're not familiar with RPGs from that era or older, it may seem a little old or clunky to you. If you are familiar with retro RPGs, because yes, the PlayStation is retro, those of us who are of a slightly older generation might be sad about that, but it's true. Yeah, 1998. Man, oh man, Suikoden. I know, right, Green Lanyard? So we're picking up right now. We have returned to the Mercenary's fortress, and our... So Paul over here is our, he like was like supervising us when we were prisoners doing chores and errands, and he's just a total sweetheart. And apparently he begged Flick and Victor to come rescue us when to pull our bacon out of the fire, so to speak. Lizzie, are you saying you're gonna start Suikoden 2, since that's yeeting yourself off a cliff? So the Suikoden series has there's a few staples in it. You wind up with a long-term headquarters. You recruit 108 Stars of Destiny, many of whom are playable characters. They tend to be very political. There are true runes, which we don't know a ton about them at this point in the series, at the beginning of Suikoden 2, but we do know that they are these like sort of sentient magical beings that can bestow power upon the wearers, and also like seem to be able to shift things around them. Like the main character of the first game has the Soul Eater, the true rune, which causes the death of the people nearest to you so that it can consume their souls. It's a charmer. We don't have a true rune in this game at this point. I wonder if that will change. So here's our mercenary fortress. There's our kobold friend. Kobolds in this game are dog people. Oh, is the stream buffering? Gosh, I hope not. I did get a notice. When did I get this notice? 2 minutes ago, dropped frames. Hold on. Let me alert my roommate just in case. This is a thing that she might be using an internet for. Okay. Hold on. Alright, because I'm still using the wireless connection. I haven't wired a thing all the way over here, but I might. But yeah. Alright, well that's good to know, Commodore. I turned on the higher quality so that I can upload higher quality to YouTube. Yes, the walking the dog route is a little bit wacky. Okay, look. It's hard to program AI. See, look at them. They're fighting. They're fighting. Yeah, Chrono, I haven't yet, but I probably will eventually. It just hasn't been a top priority. There's actual horses here as opposed to the country that the previous game took place in, which did not have horses. They had dragon horses. Okay. Now, my roommate says that the router was being a bit funny earlier today, and she meant to redo it before I started streaming, but we'll be fine. Hopefully we'll be fine. Let me know if we continue to have issues. Looks like we're still dropping some frames, so that's not good. We'll see how long we go. This might wind up being a short stream, and if so, I apologize. God, I love that they put a run button into this. I have wired in previous apartments. It's just I've moved so much the past year or so, but yeah. All right, well, we're gonna try to stutter through this as best we can, but we are dropping 25% of my frames. That's not good. That's not good. My apologies, friends. My apologies. Because I don't think there's anything I can do about that on this end. Okay. So, again, picking us back up, for those of you who heard my summary, again, Flick and Victor, mercenary captains of this mercenary fortress that we're part of, are friends. For those of us who have played the first game, they are very important characters in the first game. So some of these are characters that we have seen in the first game. So if you know the first game, you're like, oh, there's a bunch of familiar faces here. Interesting. If you haven't, though, the game actually works pretty well without it. So here, they sent us off to go get Sai, the spear builder, to get fire spears that we're going to need to defend the fortress against Luca Blight's army so that they don't continue across the rest of the country, slaughtering everyone in their wake. So we have come back with Sai. They're concerned about the village, which, as I've said, did not do super well. I thought that they'd met Sai. I thought Sai was in the first game. Maybe Victor wasn't in our party at that point. So we're gonna flee to Muse City while the rest of the mercenaries hold down the fort. Literally. See, that's where that expression comes from. Many people who aren't native English speakers or who are from a place with different English idioms, holding down the fort is an idiomatic phrase that basically means I'll keep things, like I'll stay on top of things here until you get back. So, yeah. So what are we going to do, Chrono? Or anybody else who hasn't? Chrono has never played these games. I have, obviously, and so I'll be talking. I try to talk around spoilers that haven't happened yet. But I like to talk about kind of like what they're doing story-wise and the pacing and things like that. But I cannot deliver the I have never seen this before and I'm therefore devastated by the things. I will still be devastated by them. But Chrono, my mod, longtime viewer, has not seen these games before. So he is providing the I've never seen this before and don't know what's happening reaction. So if you're also somebody who hasn't seen this game before, then like, welcome, you can join Chrono's team. But he gets to decide what answer we give. So the answer that we're going to give is we're going to fight by their side. Victor's like, no, you're a child. It's like, oh man. All right, Flick. Shall we fight, Flick? Let's fight, Flick. Yeah, and both of them were technically soldiers. All right. By the way, do you remember from the first game that duels exist? If you haven't seen them before or had forgotten, there are 3 kinds of combat in Suikoden games. There is your regular 6-party member, your team versus the bad guys, frequently monsters. There's one-on-one duels like this, which are generally exclusively reserved for major plot moments. You don't have random encounter duels. Our previous main character had to fight his father to the death in a duel. And then there are army battles, which in this game function more like a tactical RPG, like Shining Force or even Fire Emblem-ish, but not quite. You'll see what I mean. It's different than the first game, which was rock, paper, scissors. So the way these things work, God, this music is so good. I don't usually sit and listen to this long. Do you hear like when the beat picks up there? Like that little bit, like just that ba-da, ba-da. And then there's another ba-da-da-da, which I sang. You'll hear that in a different song. So some of the songs use shared motifs or like these like little sections that kind of tie categories of songs together in a way that isn't the same as like Yurimatsu's school of character themes. And so you have character themes. If this is related to this character, we'll put part of that character's theme in. This is more of a like, what's the word? It's more like the entire soundtrack is helping tell the story, and so the themes that are woven together, like, okay, so I was thinking of something else. But yeah, so he's inviting us to attack him, which I don't know if that means he's defending. Do we have anybody here who knows the characters? So there's a rock, paper, scissors element in duels. Yeah, I'm sorry for the buffering. We may wind up having to shut down early, which would really suck. But there's some good stuff in this section of the game, and I want you to be able to explore it. Yeah, Ampy. They changed army battles, but duels are very similar. So based on what the character says, that indicates to me what he's going to do. So I can attack, I can defend, or I can do what is in the first game called a desperate attack, or in this game translated as a wild attack. And the other person I'm fighting has the same options as well. And so he will say a thing that indicates to me what he's going to do. So attack will win against, so if he's attacking, I want to wild attack him. If he's defending, I want to attack him. And if he's attacking, I want to wild attack him. Did I say that already? Anyway, wild attack is weak to defense. Defense and attack, you use like, you want to defend against an attack. An attack against a defense, like that's fine. But it's really, you don't want to wild attack when they're defending. And you want to wild attack. Or you want to defend when they wild attack. Because if they wild attack at you, and you defend, then you basically counterattack and destroy them. So he's defending, so we will not be wild attacking him. So we're going to go ahead and attack him. We did a damages. Okay, so he's now saying that he's going to attack me next. So I'm going to wild attack him. Oh, geez, wow. He has way more damage than I do. Okay, maybe that wasn't my best idea. He gets cool cape wind. Well, we'll see how this goes. Do I count? Thank you, Flick. Victor has concerns. These two bicker like an old married couple. They are very, or at least were at the height of the popularity of the series. They were a very popular pairing. All right. So we get to name a company. So Apple was in the first game. She was a student of the head strategist, Matthew Silverberg. The Silverbergs will reappear throughout the series. They are a family of strategists. But she's not a Silverberg. She was just raised by a Silverberg. Goodness, I'm seeing the bars are yellow. Your stream is experiencing minor issues. Dropped frames? That's not good. The bandwidth is really coming and going, isn't it? That's concerning. Flick gets Cape the same way anyone else gets Cape Wind. By being cool. That's how you know you're cool. You get Cape Wind. It's also not always like, you don't always have a cape to have Cape Wind, but you know, if I talk about Cape Wind, you know what I'm talking about. Even if it's like somebody, like a prince is standing dramatically indoors and like his hair is blowing in the wind, I can say he's got Cape Wind, and you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, so Apple is a strategist of some sort here. Here's Victor. Yeah. So what are we gonna name it? This is an important question. Oh, I guess I don't get to name it here. Okay. All right. Well, there will be things to name in this game. So Joey is super motivated to try to stop Luca Blight because Palika's village got destroyed and Palika's parents got murdered, and Joey has never had a good family experience. His family is not very good. And so then he was taken in by this very wholesome and loving family who treated him like a member of the family. And you could sense how important that was. And so he literally traded his birth family's signet ring for a gift for this other family. Like, he loved them. We don't get to know them very well. But like, they do a really good job of characterizing them very quickly so that you feel like you know them well enough to care about them and to understand specifically why this, like, we care about Joey and we understand why they matter to Joey. So therefore, like, they get extra mattering. Excellent, Suzanne. There are a few things that I say that people need explanations for sometimes. Like, if I talk about salsa barrels in a video game, that usually requires explanation, but Cape Wind is more self-explanatory. Salsa barrel, by the way, is the red barrel that usually explodes when you hit it in video games. You know what I'm talking about. God, I love the music in this game so much. So we're trying to name this. Extra smattering. So Joey's bouncing some ideas off. They're missing a comma because punctuation is hard, and they probably translated this entire game in like 4 weeks. So if you let it sit for too long, they have a little button that reminds you, by the way, Lauren, stop talking and press the button. Okay, so I know the name that I always give them. You may or may not want to give them that name, but I like to give names that are significant to the characters. So I will potentially default to what I default to, but I'm curious to hear what versions you give. See, Chrono, I'm too serious to name mine after something silly like that. There is not a canonical name, but if you want to know what I call them and what I've always called them ever since I first played this game, and I don't know if there is, maybe there is a canonical name, but do you remember what this reference is? So the youth brigade in the opening section is the Unicorn Brigade. Yeah. I'm so glad to hear that, Argadlum. I feel like even if it's not canonical, I've spoken to a number of other people who call it the same thing. Just because that's the name that makes the most sense. It's in their honor. Because yes, this isn't just like a little small group that only shows up once. Like, it's a Suikoden game. We get an army. They are going to be the Unicorn Army. Unicorn Company. And I mean, you can name it what Joey wants to name it. I don't remember if he's happy if you give him one of the names he suggests. Also, remember what I said about punctuation? Only if you're funny, Chrono, and I am nothing if not painfully serious at all times. So we're just gonna have the most dot 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 dot. It stops sounding like a word. Rio. The Highland Army is coming. All right, are we ready to go? Notice we're not in the jail cell anymore. We're in this spare room up here. He like slowly wobbles out of bed and then runs. Chrono, meanwhile, is demonstrating that he too knows how to use the Fury key. Oh my god, are you serious? Do they let you keep that name? Okay. Yeah, so leveling in this game works a little differently. Let's save the game. So you sharpen your weapons to be more useful. Already done for the day? Yeah! We're just gonna turn in for the night. No big deal. Alright, Paul. We'll see you around. Shall we go do this? So this song has some similarities with the dual song too. And there are other songs that pull bits and pieces from all of them that I will point out when we get to it. It's a song my band plays. Not this one. The one that I'm referencing. That's right, I have a dog in my party. The music becomes less ominous, somewhat more inspiring. Are you ready for a fierce battle? Apple has tried to strategize. And we have these fire spears. Oh, a friend of mine who we're working on other collaborations, but he put forth the idea of doing a guitar plus flute Suikoden album. So I'm thinking about doing that. So we'll see how it goes, because I've got some Suikoden projects underway and I could have more. I just have to finish my Crisis Core and Final Fantasy VII Remake stuff. Music. There's music. I'm working so much on music. It's really nice, actually, after like a few years of not doing music. So, if you like music, you can look forward to it. Yeah, that's like the main melody of Suikoden. Bum 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 ba da 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 da. Anyway, so watch this space for more music. Oh, and I think I have potentially two shows scheduled, 2 virtual shows scheduled next month. So, music. Maybe there'll be Suikoden music I'll do then too, yeah. So Flick is like, we need to make sure that we don't lose because we can't let anyone else get destroyed by Luca Blight. Octopath Traveler is definitely a throwback to this specific era and feel of JRPG, I think. And so if you look at, so the team behind Suikoden, they're making a new game independently called Eiyuden. And the art style of it is reminiscent of the direction that they chose to go with Octopath Traveler, which is cool. Alright, so Apple is going to explain our strategy because she's the strategist. We have to hold out in 10 days. Muse is the big capital city that we went to earlier, by the way. Octopath Traveler has fantastic music. I'm quite familiar with the music from it. But if it doesn't have a story, it's not for Lawrence. Okay, I've been hinting at this whole time. So in the name of the great lion on our flag, let's save our fort. We've seen the flag. It hangs in the front of the fort. Lion. It looks like a lion, doesn't it? My sister actually owns that. She made that flag. She's a cosplayer. She made the flag. And then I think she has it up on a wall in her house. At some point when it is not like snowpocalypse in Texas, I will ask her for a photo to share with that. Everyone is so confused. Yeah, everyone thinks it's a bear. It looks like a bear. That's the joke. Victor sewed it. But you know, it is a nice bit of comic relief. Are we ready? Let's go for it. Let's do it. See how we do with this. I apologize for the fact that the connection isn't very good and I'm dropping lots of frames, but we'll try to do better next time. Okay. Chrono has suggested that we save state, so we will save state. Save state. Thought one. Alright, we save stated. Oops. Sorry. Okay. Oh man. I'm looking forward to playing the new Nier remake, Funkelstultzkin. I will be crying a lot for that. It'll be great. I love crying at video games. Also, I'm so glad that everybody thought that the flag looks like a bear, because it does. It's supposed to. If you're not Victor. If you're Victor, it's a lion, and everybody else thinks it's a bear. All right, let's do this. Let's see how this goes. I see them. I feel it. I feel the cosmos. I'm sorry. You're lucky if that's the first time I've said that on stream, because I love that. That is a great game. If I ever need a multiplayer game to play on stream, we're gonna play Katamari. Just a warning. I love Katamari. It is so great and so weird. Have they made a new Katamari? Oh my god, it's Paintbrush! So the great thing about sharing some of my favorite games that I've loved since I was a kid with you folks is that you get to have all of my really, really stupid inside jokes. I am so excited about this. So Solange, his hair is like a paintbrush. So we just called him Paintbrush. I'm sorry. My sister and I were very creative and clever people. All right. Let's finish this before Lord Luca. So Luca isn't here just yet. Oh man. Okay. So what I'm hearing is that we should do a joint stream of Katamari at some point. Elsie, by the way, that's my roommate. She's hanging out with us. Oh man. Oh man. Yes, Chrono? Oh man, it's Kulgan. These are names and faces I haven't seen in a while. I feel like Solange's paintbrush hair would not be very helpful for painting miniatures. I think you'd have to paint something large. Unless perhaps he is actually very small and everything here that's happening is very small. Like if you were to like reach in and take like the person who's like the size that you can extrapolate from the size of this. I don't know. Maybe. Okay, well that could happen, Chrono. It could happen. It could happen. We could play some Katamari. I love Katamari. We love Katamari. That's the name of the game, right? One of them? Anyway. Seed and Kulgan are characters that are fan favorites. Yes. If Luca gets here, Luca will kill them all, and then we don't get to kill them. And where will the fun in that be? So here we have competing ideas of how to deal with things. Is this what your backyard looks like, Commodore? So Kulgan is like, perhaps we should proceed with caution. And Seed is like, caution is boring, because you gotta have the duality of man represented at all times. Alright, so that's us warping in. We have a couple of dudes with swords, a dude with an arrow on a horse. So this looks different than the last time. Did the music just not... Oh my god. Is this one of the ones where the song just isn't on the disc sometimes? Because Suikoden 2 has some problems with a few of the songs. They're really good music, though. Yes, okay, so I told you that the way that they do the army battles is different. So every Suikoden has duels and army battles, and the army battles are always a little bit different. Okay, oh, no, this is the really, really good song. Hold on. Which one is this one? What's this one called? Is this the battle, like something of light? What's this song called? We're gonna listen to it because it's really good. Could somebody remind me of what this song is called? Because I don't remember. So we get into army battle theme. Hang on. Let's see. Battlefield Without Light. Is it this one? No, it's not. It's only in some places and it's not very well executed. It has a part that sounds like Escaflowne. I love this song anyway. Yeah, so this is much more dynamic than playing rock, paper, scissors. It's not necessarily the best executed. The Suikoden team has interesting ideas, surprisingly, for game design, but that is not their strength. Their strength is storytelling and getting, like, conveying story and characters. Which is why Suikoden 4 is so bad. But also, Suikoden 4 is the first game that the main Suikoden team didn't work on, because they'd already left Konami by then. And then Suikoden 5 goes back, story-wise, to events prior to the rest of the series, so they can, I suppose, reference the notes and people who are actually good. Yeah, the war battles are not very good. Okay. So Flick is gonna use fire spears on the enemy. God, I love this song. Sorry, you see why we had to listen to the music? No way I'm not gonna listen to this song. It's so good. Anyway. So they're controlling their own. It's okay, Pixie, like. Alright. So that should look somewhat familiar compared to like the way the army battle stuff works in the first game. Now Apple, our strategist, is going to explain what we're doing. So each one of these has certain characters in it, and so they get certain characteristics based on who is in the party, and you get to determine which characters you put in brigades. I'm gonna warn you, and this will be even more apparent when we play Suikoden 3. I've told you about my ex-husband ran a tabletop RPG set in the Suikoden universe. That has worked its way into some of my memories of how Suikoden is. So if I say a thing and you're like, that's not actually Suikoden, that's where it's from. And I think that we also had army battles in that game. Hold on, we need to loop this. We're gonna start it over. We're gonna loop it because it doesn't loop gracefully. There were army battles in that, so I'll probably misremember how army battles work, and I apologize for that. Okay, so you select the unit you want to move, which is us. So you see we're the Unicorn team. We've got our family. We will look over here, we can see Sai has his own. Flick and Hannah. I'm looking at them. And Victor has Apple, but they've gone, so. Alright. So I have played a fair bit of Shining Force, but that's really the only tactical RPG that I've played. I've been thinking about playing Final Fantasy Tactics, because apparently the new translation is better, and I don't remember it very well. And it's very melodramatic and tragic, as I understand it, which is my jam. But yes, no, Nick, they did not do very well. So you can take you take 2 wounds, which are symbolized by a sword sticking. You'll see. Okay, so we can move. We're gonna stay put. Choose your action. We're gonna attack. We're going to do a special ability. Do we have Fire Spear? We do have 3 uses of Fire Spear. We're gonna Fire Spear the enemies. Yeah, see? You see the sword in their head? That's a wound. Paintbrush is not impressed. I've heard good things about Tactics. I've heard it's political. I kind of sort of half paid attention to it while in the same room as it for like 2 people playing through it, neither of whom particularly liked it, but I don't really remember what happens, so thanks, Chrono. That part right there sounds just like a song from Escaflowne. Who here has seen Escaflowne? Vision of Escaflowne. Oh no, a dude got killed! The worst. Sounds like my kind of game, yay cake. I'll play that and Nier back to back. How does that sound? But how did they? Better run away. Oh no. We're gonna repeat the song. Because we gotta do that, right? We gotta listen to the music. Yes. Luke is really good about dying. We're really good at dying. That doesn't happen quite the same way in this game. There's one particular character who always, frequently dies in one particular fight. Everyone who's played Suikoden 2 knows exactly who and what I'm talking about. The game even has written in a second character to fill that character's star if he dies, because so many people will lose him. You know what I mean, you know what I mean, you know it. Ampy knows. Slick is excited about it. Yeah, we are blue class. We're gonna try. We have save states. So I'm pretty sure that Flick just sassed Victor. Oh my god. Why did you do that? You could have gotten 2 of them, you dum-dum! Alright. Why doesn't Sayusuda have fire spears? Okay. Oh, I can't really move anywhere. Well, you know, the AI is really dumb. So we only need to stall them, right? We don't need to fight this, right? I mean, we are going to get the Tinto ending because it's amazing, and that way everybody will finally know what I'm talking about when I refer to things as Tinto endings in other games. But then we're going to reset and not do any of that canonically. Right? I'm sorry, so for those of you who've never seen the game before, I almost always do like first playthroughs where I don't know my way through. I am insufferable when the Suikoden games are on the table though. I'll be like, oh, that. That. It's very charming, I'm sure. But that's what we're here for. Okay, she's telling me that I should rune. Alright. Alright, well, we survived. Look at the, like, just the border around the word victory as it, like, awkwardly shows up on screen. Suikoden 5 does have multiple Tinto endings. I can only think of one offhand, but it's really good. It's really good, and we're absolutely going to get that one when we play that game, because apparently I'm going to play the whole Suikoden series on stream. Including, I guess, 4. Oh my god, we'll see. If you ever want to watch me hate play a game. Probably Chrono. Yay, we did it! Congratulations, team! We did it! We did it! Yeah, so I can't not sing along. Like, so I love the Final Fantasy VI soundtrack so much, but I actually feel like Suikoden 2 might be my favorite, my actual favorite video game soundtrack of all time. I played in Japan, here a concert of it, and met all the famous Suikoden people, and I'm gonna be the most insufferable, obnoxious braggart in the world about that experience. Rainwall, is that the bridge? The bridge is the one I remember. Or maybe not. We'll see what happens. So Apple's trying to strategize. Okay. Alright, I don't know if I remember the one you're talking about, Artlum. But the bridge one I remember. If we're thinking about the same one. Anyway, we'll get there. Suikoden 5 is really good, and I'd really like to know what I think of it with my own brain and nobody else's opinions overriding mine. Which will be fun. I actually played through most of this game on my own. My sister came home from college over the holidays and was like, no, you aren't playing this game. You need to play this game. Let's play a bunch of it. And then she had to go back to school, and I finished almost all of it. I don't think I finished the very, very, very end of it. But I don't know if I did. And then she came home and beat the game for me, I think. But so the Highlanders are back. That was the F1 of save stating. There's no reason not to just go for it, right? You can just go for it. Let's do it. I need to get this plugged into another screen so I'm not having to like hunch down all the time. Let's do it. Victor is here giving us a pep talk. Pep talk with Victor. Victory, Victor. I think that should be his name. I'm sorry. Hello, Kiva. Oh! Sorry. That was the sound of me remembering what other characters are going to be showing up. So here's Paintbrush. Oh, is he not here? Oh. Okay. Alright, so we don't get to leave the fort. They're gonna come. Start battle! There we go. Sorry. We're just gonna keep doing this. Because this song is so good. It's called a Battle Without Light, right? Battlefield Without Light. Isn't that a great name? Like, it's actually legitimately a good name. She's gonna tell me what to do. They were so proud of themselves with this. There's a whole bunch of them. Look at how many of the enemies there are. Too many. Hey, he used there! Okay, why didn't he say anything? Close. I have a soft spot for like sweet, soft, underspoken. They're like just that character type. I just like them. Which is why I'm one of only 2 people in the entire world, if not the only person in the entire world, who actually likes Noel from Star Ocean 2. Nobody else likes him. But I do. The special menu. Don't ever leave it to Apple. Don't leave it to Apple. Oh, I'm not saying that you use Noel, but I liked him. All right. Oh no, the fire spears have stopped working. Oh no! What? How could such a big army pass through the forest? It's been a while. Yeah, we're in trouble now. Look at this man. If you haven't seen the previous streams, Luca Blight is a problem. If you've ever played, and I will keep saying this for folks who haven't seen this game, if you've ever played Dynasty Warriors and you know, do not pursue Lubu. Lubu is the historical figure that Luca Blight is inspired by. So, yeah, good times. Good times. We're gonna have some trouble here. The White Wolf Army, by the way, is Luca's personal guard. So this is gonna go well for all of us. Oh no! Victor took a wound! He's got a sword in his head. This isn't good. And any of you who play actual tactical RPGs are like, what even is going on here? Yes, but the likelihood that somebody is going to be familiar with actual Chinese history is lower than the likelihood that someone's going to have played Dynasty Warriors. Victor's not going to swear. Yeah, Dynasty Warriors is sort of historical. Like, they're historical figures mostly, kind of. Sort of following sort of history story, kind of. And so some of the people, some of the historical figures who are characters in Dynasty Warriors, a small handful of them show up in, or have characters that are inspired by them in this game. It's mostly Lubu and Jie Liang. So here's Luca Blight. He doesn't believe in limiting his punctuation. It's okay, nobody does. Defeat. You defeated. Sorry. Oh, hold on. We've got actual music for the actual game now. So that didn't go so well. Luca Blight is butchering people. Yeah, no, there's some not so smooth graphical decisions. So Joey is worried about you. Palika, by the way, if you'll remember, the precious little girl who we rescued after her village got burned down and her parents were killed in front of her. And she's been here We left her here to keep her safe. But she's apparently not going to be super safe, so obviously we're going to go rescue her. Like, this is not a question. We're going with him. So these guys are dead. Also dead. There's not anything else here, right? I just proceed. Fight some dudes. Alright, so this is regular combat. Fortunately for us, and unfortunately for them, it's the buddy attack, which does make everything a little bit better. One of the things that's fun about the Suikoden series is the unite attacks. Certain groups of characters, generally between 2 and 4 characters, I think there are a couple that have 4 characters, I don't know, can team up to do attacks that have special effects. In this case, we hit everybody, all of the enemies, for our full damage, which is very helpful for groups of enemies. My main character and his sister have a different attack where they do more damage. So now this guy's dead. Everyone's dead. Look at all these dead people. Shall we go fight these guys? Let's go fight these guys. We're gonna fight these guys. Because we gotta fight them. They're bad. I think these are regular soldiers. I don't think these are the White Wolf Army, but maybe they are. Oh no! You did 2 damage to me! The worst. Oh yeah! Suikoden 3 has some 5-person unites, I think. I can't think of any others. But the, like the mercenaries and stuff. Alright, I can't go that way. Well, I tried. Yeah, so if you'll remember, again, Suikoden, everyone here was really sweet. Like, they were really kind. Like, all of our mercenary soldiers were very kind to us. Even, like, when we were technically prisoners, they're like, oh yeah, new recruits, you better stay safe. Are you okay? You haven't gotten into trouble. You need to eat more. Like, they're very kind. It's a very kind group. So to come here to this place where, like, yes, they're soldiers, so it's not as devastating as if they were civilians. But you're still like, these were nice people. I liked them. And now they're dead. Welcome to Suikoden. It's, oh, the basement? Okay, thank you. Yeah, we'll go there. Yes, this is a game series in which I do actually welcome. I don't usually go for backseating, but I actively ask for backseating here. Hello. Oh, hello. What are you doing here, buddies? Oh, we've got a few good ideas. Oh no. Oh, I remember what their idea is. Yes, that is correct. Victor. I'm so delighted. I'm so delighted that Chrono knows this. They're both standing there. They're both standing there looking at these like, we have a scheme here. And Chrono's like, I know what that is. Final save state. Okay. Noted, Auntie. Thank you. Yeah, so remember how I mentioned that Victor and Flick are from the first game as well? Victor has a very aggressive way of solving problems, which is to say that there are multiple buildings that get set on fire in the first game because Victor needs to sneak you in or out. He has burned things down before. And so Joey actually tried to burn down this fortress to break me out, which wound up not being necessary. It's a lion, folks. It's a lion. Looks like a bear, but it's great. It's hilarious. All right, let's do this. Nothing can go wrong from here, right? Everything's fine. I'm just gonna let this sink in for a moment. Again, context for any of you who are joining us late in the game. That is Luca Blight, the prince who single-handedly slaughtered a lot of people. And our small child, Palika. And Paul, who, if you'll recall, I told you is the very, very nice soldier mercenary who has kind of taken us in and kind of big brothered us. They do a lot of custom sprite work here to really drive home the scenes that are happening. Paul is, as you can tell, absolutely terrified. There's no hesitation here. Oh, shoot! Yes! No, you're right. Sorry. Okay. You'll see why we did that. No, you won't. You won't see why we did that. For the exact reason that I just save stated, or loaded state. That's why. They have a reason to give you that choice. I forgot that was one of those. Until they took the choice away from me. Thank you very much. I think it was Ampy. Thank you, you're correct. You were correct. At least I knew exactly what I was doing. I knew exactly what happened when it happened. So I've told you, there are a few things that affect... No. It affects something later in the game, though. Sorry. Sorry, we have to see this again. Oh, yeah. Yes, there are a few times where the time's choice really matters. There's one instance, in fact, where it doesn't matter which choice you choose, you just have to choose one. And we are going to do all of that. So, we could, based on information that we know from outside the game, guess where in his backstory Luca gets this philosophy. Because even if, but even if, like, that's where his philosophy comes from, that's not the reason why he is the way he is. He is the way he is because he is a predisposition to be like he is. Yeah. Blues, some of the stuff is not necessarily stuff that you'll figure out your first time through. We are going to beat this game in the ideal situation. Most people do not their first time through. Just like when we played the first game and I told you what would have normally happened. It's like that. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm leaving the suspense too much of Luca Blight. Oh, are we buffering? So Luca is an absolute charmer. He is once again, Flick and Victor saved the day in the nick of time. Victor has one solution to problems. I guess two. Cut its head off. Or set it on fire. When in doubt, set it on fire. Thank you, Victor. I love you. Personality fire spheres, yes. So immersive graphics. So she just... She's just making sounds here. There's not really a lot of proofreading in this game, unfortunately. Which answer do I give? Does it matter here? Do I reassure Joey? I mean, she is just in shock. But, yeah. There are a lot of games where I feel like they can heap tragedy on tragedy and have it, feel gratuitous, heavy-handed, unbelievable. Here, they are trying to lay it on thick for a reason. And the way that they inflict multiple tragedies on this little girl in a short amount of time, it hurts, it's awful, it's terrible. But it works, you know, like it. I don't feel like they do things for the sake of being shocking. I flipped out the first time I saw that scene because I loved Paul. Paul is such a sweetheart. He's really, really adorable and kind and generous, and he's trying to protect this little girl. So anyway, Luca Blight is a very memorable villain who will destroy people you know and people you don't know. This game did not get much of a marketing budget. Suikoden was a bit of a niche thing for a long time. I don't think relax is the right word. I think we could stop in Muse City. We could take a break in Muse City. All right. So Artlim has told me that we should go back into the fort, so we're gonna go back into the fort. That didn't work. Is there something else I'm supposed to be doing, or did I do it wrong? Can I sneak in through the back? Toto first, okay. Toto, if you'll recall, is the town that Pilika is from. Oh, I should maybe do something about this. Do you get characters put in your party at random? Since I've actually been doing some I've been doing some recruiting. I actually have more than just the necessary characters here. Oh, I got a rune. Hazy rune. Is that like raise your defense? It does. Okay. Formation. Alright. Let's put the front row characters in the front row. And the middle range characters in the back row. Excellent. Good. That sounds good. Let's make sure that I remember how to get where I'm going. I think I'm going the right way. It's okay. Let's let the fur-furs go. Bonbon, excuse me, they're not fur-furs, they're bonbons. Alright. Let Offie... Oh, you know, I just remembered that I didn't eat dinner. That's not good. I was having a chat with some friends before the stream about some important stuff. So here, oh, okay, sorry. So remember, this dog was out here with people before. So this is where Pilika is from. So if you'll recall, there was a shrine, and there's a little boy outside of the shrine who said you can only touch the shrine certain times of the year during the festivals, and that's it, otherwise you're not supposed to touch it. So Pilika is going inside of the shrine. Do you need me to pause for a little bit while we see about our buffering? I'll give you a minute to see if the frames stop dropping. Unfortunately, yeah, this is a section of the game that has a lot going on. Maybe I should have waited until a time when the connection was better. Okay. So take a look at this. This rating says. So, for those of you who are not intimately familiar with this game, you may recognize even so the name Genkaku. Grandpa Genkaku raised Ryo and Nanami. We were raised in Highland. We are not in Highland right now. So that's interesting. We seal our thoughts here. We deeply regret that we could not make them one. Pilika is very, very emphatically dotting at them. This song might sound familiar. Do you recognize her? Like not. With her same theme. She was in the first game. She is a seer gifted with one half of the gate rune. Her sister was actually the ultimate villain in the first game. So she tends to talk about the stars of destiny, which we are, and the people that we recruit are the stars of destiny. What could that mean? All right. Let's do this. Running through a silent passageway. Power? Am I looking for power? And here's Ryu and Nanami training as children. Baby Joey spying on them. Aren't they so cute? He said words, yes, even though he's the silent protagonist. So we're getting a little bit of details about our characters. Adopted kid, coward son. Yes, Chrono, that was actually something I was going to say at the end of this section of the game, that it really feels like Joey has a crush on Ryo. Like, even outside of, like, the subtext that people often read between friends, like, even when Joey says, like when he offers you his portion of food in the Mercenary Fortress. Your grandpa's a coward. He won't stand for this. Well. Sorry, I grinned because I knew it was coming. I love Nanami so much. Isn't she great? She's gonna go beat those kids up for beating you up. She's the older sis. She's big sis. So here's the fancy Atreides estate. No, this isn't the fancy Atreides estate. No, this is the kid sneaking to look at something. Never mind. Hold on, I think Sophie wants in. I might have to let her in. We'll finish this scene. So you're talking a little bit even though you're a silent hero. It's a fancy pants estate. A fancy pants character who I know who that is. See how adorable she is with her doggy. I don't know if it ever explains where this takes place, but... Oh, okay. There's a secret there. I love this is the exact same animation the two of them have as grown-ups, but it's a completely different sprite. And always like, I don't need to know your secret anyway. I love these sweet little details that show the characters and shows their relationships over the years. Rune. That is our commander who betrayed us and then told everyone that we were the traitors. You'll see the unicorn. That's why we're the Unicorn Army. Isn't she adorable? Look at her. She's so proud of them. She's got a spy on them. This is after the start of the game. If we make it but somehow get separated, let's return to this spot. We'll be reunited. I said, I promise. And then I slashed it too. And a lot of people slashed these two too. So this was us fleeing Rune at the beginning of the game. And Joey coming here to rescue me. And so these are, a lot of these are answers that I gave. I think it's really fantastic how much they're able to convey about the characters and their emotions in all of those scenes. Like it tells you a story. Like you already know kind of the frame of it, but you feel like you have a deeper understanding of these people and their relationship to each other after watching that. And the dialogue, I don't know if it ever straight up says who's talking, but I think it's Joey. I don't think it's Rune. We have looked into your hearts and witnessed your character. Like, it's a sort of thing that could go either way and be either of them, but it feels more like it's Joey's point of view to me, just a little bit. Maybe because he's the one we hear talk more often. She who watches the great scales of fate. So this is some of the first, like, we get more information about the true runes, like, a bit at a time. And I don't honestly know if that was partly because Maruyama was kind of figuring out as he went what he wanted to do with them, or if it was that we were getting bits and pieces as was relevant in the story, so that we didn't get all of the mysteries revealed right from the beginning. But so here, like, Nat is like, I am the person who meddles with fate. I am the fate keeper. Not a gatekeeper. What about a fate keeper? That should totally be her actual title. But fate quivers. The future cannot be seen. So something very significant is about to happen here. The gathering of the stars of destiny. One of the 27 true runes. This can only end well for us, right? Having a true rune is an excellent addition to your life. Pretty sure the Rune of Beginning is mentioned in something in the first game in one of the old books, but I'm not sure. You'll be granted power to alter fate. You don't want a true rune. I love when they say fate quivers. Like, they're the translators did, I feel, a good job there, and that it's supposed to sound kind of like otherworldly and magical and important and profound. And so by using words that are very precise and yet very uncommon, I think they managed to convey that. It was an old book one. I thought so. Power will not grant you peace. The storms of fate cause misery for many, and few will be able to calm them once they start. Suikoden, folks. Does it matter which of these I choose? I'm hoping you folks will guide me to make sure that I don't make any stupid decisions that mess me up for sorry, that's my very loud microphone mover with no music. It must be very, very loud. Is there a reason why I would pick one or the other of these? I don't remember if this is significant or not. And I feel like my connection is... I'm watching the numbers drop down, so I don't know if you're getting more dropped frames. Okay. Let's try. I don't need power. So, I think we get more information if we pick this. Palika lost her voice. I couldn't protect her. I promised that I would, but I could not. There are people I need to protect. Like, I think that this is a really nice moment. Joey hears power and he's like, what could I do with that? I could save the people that I love. And I need the power to save them because right now I'm powerless. And going up against Luca Blight, is pretty, I would imagine, one of the most powerless feelings you can have. And to have Luca Blight slaughtering people in front of Joey multiple times and devastating this little girl who has been like a little sister, become like a little sister to Joey. Taking away kind of like his, like, I think he had this kind of idea in his head, like, oh, I've got a new family. I could really actually be, these people are treating me like I'm family. I could be big brother uncle, or big brother Joey, Uncle Joey. And then that gets taken away from him. Let's see if we get another one here for he who holds incredible power and eternal life. Yeah. I mean, like, I feel like that's a very sympathetic motivation. He spells it out right there. And you have also seen, because of the repeated appearance of Luca Blight, you've seen the powerlessness. Yeah. Joey's like, I need this. I cannot be powerless. I cannot let anyone else I love be harmed. while I can do nothing else about it myself. Like not. So you notice his has a sword. His has a shield. Let's do it. The true runes are known. I don't think anybody, like, I don't think your average person knows all about them. But they know what they are. They know that they exist, I think. So yeah, I now have the Bright Shield rune. Well, but the thing is, like, myth and legend, like, if you'll recall, the leader of the Dragon Knights has a true rune. Like, true runes have a presence in the world, even if it's not a common one. Congratulations, Lanknut says. You have been granted power. The Bright Shield rune and the Black Sword rune. The two aspects of the Rune of Beginning. I wasn't sure how much of this had explained at this point in the game, but there you go. We are sharing two aspects of one rune. Go now and write your own fates, they say. Very random characters have very intelligent things to say. Don't need any question marks. So there you go. We now have true runes. Do we need to go back to, you said if we go back to the fortress? Let's go back to the fortress. I think we're going to recruit somebody. Sorry to interrupt the pacing on that. Yes, Blue Glass, they actually have... Oh, no? Okay. There was originally going to be a new game plus where you could get the Black Sword rune instead. Fascinating. That would be interesting. Ah, okay. Well, we'll come back later then. So those of you who have not seen this game before, what do you think? What do you think of this? Getting a true rune. Sharing a true rune with Joey. I will try not to confirm or deny if you have thoughts. But for me personally, let's stop in here. Hello. Oh. Oh, we don't get to go in there. I love how they've got a cat on top. So Hilda is concerned. I don't know that Pokemon got anything from this game specifically. Yeah, nothing bad would ever happen having a true rune. Why would you think having a true rune would ruin your life? It's not like like, not said anything to that effect or anything like that. Shall we go to Muse, the capital city? Let's do it! I love the music in this game so much. I remember a few things, actually. Collect all the Pokemon, and by that you mean Stars of Destiny. That's fair, Green Lanyard. You've got it figured out. I think something got dropped out there or something. Calling us spies. Nanami is going to solve this problem for us. She's gonna sweet talk her way through this. An old grump. You think Victor as an old grump is a good descriptor? If you look at her body language, she's got her like legs crossed with one foot behind her and her hands behind her back, and she's like, I'm cute. Buzz off, little pug nose. And now you can tell she's quivering with anger. Like, I love how much they're able to convey with the sprites in this game. No, buzz off. Why, you? No, Nanami's definitely not the one that you want to be making diplomatic decisions for you. They literally drag her away. I'm so afraid she will actually beat the tar out of him. How are we gonna do this? I actually don't remember, so I think we're gonna go here. Oh no, spiders! Spiders! I guess I'd better fight the spiders. I'm gonna kill the kill spiders. They're called kill spiders. Okay. Hello, Lucas, and welcome. Also, in Mentoriku, thank you for following. I did not see what happened to my party. It looks like we're doing just fine. We're going to buddy attack. Buddying attacking. Buddy attacking. Buddying attacking. It's useful. It's a very effective skill. Unite. Bam! He got spiders. Bye, spiders. Alright. So we're gonna go here. Because this is... Yes! I did it right. So we get a random assortment of characters who come with us. The other characters fled separately, and we will reconnect later. Hello, Hilda. The beds are clean and breakfast is included. That sounds lovely. Oh, man. Oh, is this the first appearance of Sindar Ruins? This is. They've got the best song in Suikoden 3. He doesn't listen. Are you really, Alex? It seems like she's happy with her life here. This song is called Beautiful Morning. This is Nanami's theme. I really want to cover this on flutes. Well, thank you, Lucas. Well, welcome. We had some technical issues with my connection, so we may still have some more dropped frames, but we have definitely... Yeah, this has been a dream cover. Part of why I haven't done it is because this was a cover that my ex-husband wanted me to do because Nanami made him think of his sister. But I could do it for me too, so. Oh really, Lucas? The number of piglets changes? I mean, presumably Pilika is sleeping on someone's feet or snuggling up with somebody. Like I like it in games when they acknowledge that people camp out. And Nami is waking up. She's like, out, out, get up. Joey, on the other hand, is still snoozing. She'll be throw water on him again. I love the way well-written dialogue can convey so much. Like, just putting that little tiny detail further fleshes out their relationship, the three of them, which we already know a fair bit about, but it gives us like a... She climbs in to wake him up, which is like a cute little wholesome moment, you know? Like, so even if she's so traumatized that she can't speak, like, she still has, like, she's still, like, engaging with the world around her. She's just lost her voice. Hi, Cistern! I'm dying to know what everybody's doing over there. Yes, she did. She crawled into his bed and woke him up. He's like, what are you doing? It's really adorable, I think. So here we have a kobold. Oh. Oh, what are your rare finds? That sounds good. I'm buying it. Oh, let's equip it on you. Yeah. Like, look at how much better this is. Look at how much they tried to make the, they tried to make their system less frustrating. Oops. Okay, no, I did that right. Okay. Do you still have... Oh, wow! Yeah, let's equip it on Nanami. Oh, yeah. Yes. Excellent. Wow. Oh, but it's... Okay, yeah. I've got medicine. I feel like this would be useful to have. I don't know. Alright. Haha, Rune Master. Attach the hazy rune to avoid physical attacks. Sure, let's give it to Nanami. Yes! Oh my. Tired, tired. That's some great... What? These translations. No water rune. See, I don't feel like this is very standard sounding. Like, the humming doesn't sound like what I would normally expect from a JRPG. Mostly support magic. Earth magic is actually useful in this game, if I remember correctly. Fire is useful. I don't remember Kite Rune or Pixie Rune, but I can't use either. I don't know if I want either of those. Don't talk to me over familiar. Hello, Pete. And then they moved out here and made an inn. Let's save our game. Thanks, Alex, you're helping. That husband of mine, she says. He's all grumpy. So, plot progression here. Yeah. Joey's like, we're gonna go treasure hunting. Oh, shoot! I didn't mean to hit that button. Okay, let's do it. Let's go get some treasure. Joey's not sure how he feels about this. So they acknowledge that we are in fact taking a child into a dangerous situation, maybe not ideal. Also, as a way of mentioning Pete, you're like, oh, that must be their kid. So if you didn't wander into the other room to know who Pete is, then now you know who Pete is. Yukimaru's sprite actually has him with his arm in his Oh, is he based on the same character that Auron is based on? Because Auron does the same thing. It has the same body language, actually, now that I think about it. Yeah. Hilda has concerns. Alright, Alex is in the convoy. Let's see if we can save. Save data, yes. Alright. We ready for this, folks? So they give you the true runes, and then they very quickly move on to other things without giving you too long to wonder about what all that is about, you know? That's true, we haven't had a dungeon, have we? That's right, Sindarin. It's the Sindar runes. I was correct. The ancient race of superior technology. Oh, interesting, Chrono. How interesting. I mean, that would make sense for Auron, actually. But I don't know that we get a lot about Rikimaru. We'll have to see what happens when we can learn more about him. You're so smart, Joey. He's got a rich kid education. He's trying to downplay it because he doesn't want to stand out and not fit in among his friends. All right. There might be monsters. Oh, I guess I should probably talk to the computer. Not the best song in the game. Yes, I guessed correctly. I didn't want to progress. Stone of Magic. Mega Medicine. What is the Stone of Magic? I'm just making a joke. Oh, there's food in this game. Did I tell you yet there's food in this game? Raises mag attribute. I should probably use that on my hero. Oh man, let's do it. Fight the creepers. Always fight creepers. Yeah, we don't want creepers. Creepers are generally bad. Alright, buddy, attack everybody, and you're going to attack this guy. Yes. So we got these creepy eye laser guys named Megawatts. We're gonna fight them. Unite against them. Yeah, we got it. Look at my strategy. This is the best strategy. I'm so strategic. Oh no! I feel like they've been trying to laser Nanami and she's been evading, which is good because she's got a special rune for that. So this is how they managed to have 108 stars, many of whom you can put in your party, but the leveling is not super obnoxious because the way you level up scales to the level you're supposed to be. So you can't really grind to get more levels, but it catches up very quickly. Oh hey! These guys give you something cool in the basement of Milik's place in the first game, don't they? What is it? Oh no, they give you the opal you need to recruit. Zamza would not have been my choice, okay? But I didn't get a say in the matter. We'll see which characters I pick this playthrough. Oh no! Snoozers! Don't snooze! They're snoozing. I don't want you to snooze. Man, the 3D effects on those summons using the gate rune are really unfortunate, if I remember correctly, in this game. Because you get a little baby version of the gate rune. You know how... Oops. You know how there were 2 levels of water rune? So there's the water rune and the flowing rune that we used last time, and so I used the flowing rune, which is a step up. And we kind of talked about how there were true rune versions and then non-true versions of the true runes. We talked about that a little bit. I don't know if you remember. There are like child runes to the true runes. And what was I gonna say? Oh, some of those can be really interesting. What was I gonna say? There was some particular true rune I was talking about, or thinking about, a child rune of a true rune. Where was I going with that, folks? Do you remember? Do you remember what I was thinking? Because I don't. Oh, I need to heal Nanami. Gate rune! Thank you, Blue Glass. Oh, I actually didn't know that you would be able to remember what I was thinking, but you were. Thank you. Yes, so if you'll remember, Langnut and Windy have two halves of the of a true rune, the Gate rune. And there are non-true versions of there's the pale Gate rune, if I remember correctly. The pale Gate rune. Oh, this is where I'm supposed to go? Nope. The pale Gate rune lets you summon things through the gate. You summon things from another dimension. Which is maybe not the best idea that any human has ever had, but you know, when has that ever stopped us in a game? Oh no, Nanami! They can't hit you and you can't hit them. Oh man, these guys are doing a lot of damage. No, because they laser beam you. So they're using electric power to laser beam you. Oh, I could have. I suppose I should have. I'm just really hesitant to use magic. Also, I'm really reliant on the buddy attack at the moment with my current party setup. But the bright shield rune, yeah, let's take a look at let's show you what the bright shield rune can do. Rune. Here we go. One of the 27 true runes. So the heals all allies or does damage versus all enemies. So right off the bat, it is not as immediately overwhelmingly terrible as hell, damnation, and whatever else they call the soul eater abilities. So the black sword rune, damage to one enemy, damage to all, chance of sudden death. Oh, that's where I'm supposed to go. Ah. Okay. Gauntlet. Cool. You generally don't shoot the food. I absolutely did. When I played Gauntlet, I was not good at Gauntlet, but I was also a very, very young child. Yeah, go ahead, heal yourself. I don't care. I'll just unleash my entire... I will unleash my might against you. Did I miss this path? No? Okay, well, I guess I've got no choice but to proceed this way. Huh. Okay. I am hungry. I should eat. I might actually end stream a bit early tonight, even though we started a bit late, so that I can eat. And also so I can check on my friends and family in Texas and see how everyone's doing. I probably shouldn't be eating at 10, but I also ate really late last night. It's been a weird few days. I mean, it's been a weird few years, let's be real. Maybe I'll take a walk and then have hot chocolate afterwards, too. I like hot chocolate. And it snowed a lot today here. But here, like, they're actually equipped to deal with the snow. So it's okay for it to snow here. It's not so good when it snows a ton in Texas. Like a little snow in Texas, like enough to get a snow day but not damage anybody, that's fine. That looks like where I'm supposed to go. Alright. Wham! Oh, she's doing a lot of damage. Very excited. Powerful Nanami. The rest of my dudes aren't sharpened. I don't think. Yeah, no, they're definitely not. Man. Oh man. I wonder if I know them. I know a number of Texas streamers. Although obviously not like every streamer out there from Texas, but I used to be like, I would go to Stream Texas events occasionally. I still follow some of them on Twitter. Maybe so. Oh, thank you, Blue Glass. Look, I'm not good at this, okay? Alright. We got this. Haha! Treasure chest. Shoulder pads. I should probably equip some of this stuff. Let's go with item. Parties. Where did my shoulder pads go? Did I lose them? Lost them. How did I do that? Equip. Oh, Rikimaru doesn't have anything. Oh, she's got the shoulder pads. Or he's got the shoulder pads. Okay. There we go. Okay, gauntlet. Gauntlet. Boots. Boots and boots and boots. Gloves. Hey. Ah! Sorry. It has just occurred to me that since, I should probably equip my party members with something. Hold on. We're gonna wear boots on our boots on our boots on our boots. Shoulder pads, I really think of those as more being a 90s, or an 80s thing than a 90s thing. Equip. Hikimaru needs medicine. There we go. Okay. Because you have power suits that women would wear that had shoulder pads in the 80s to try to be like, yes, take me seriously, even though there's rampant sexism and discrimination in the working world. If we put shoulder pads on this woman, maybe the men will take her seriously. Whenever I think how bad things are now, I think about how much worse they were even within my lifetime, and it's actually really kind of horrifying when you think about it. Like, a lot of what we think of as ancient history, and we're like, oh, everything has improved so much. Like, actually, no. No, it hasn't. I mean, it has. We'd be like, oh, that happened so long ago, it's no longer even relevant. It's like, actually, yes, it is. No. You're gonna attack. And they are gonna do the family attack. But, like, a lot of times people will be like, see how far we've come. That was so old, we don't have to worry about it. It's been better forever. It's like, no, actually. It wasn't that long ago. are easy to take for granted. Also, though, the improvements that we've got. Well, that's sometimes a thing that people will, well, it's like, for example, people talking about how, like, racism is over because segregation was forever ago. Well, it wasn't forever ago. Like, that little girl, Ruby, oh, what's her name? The little girl who had to be escorted by the National Guard to be able to go to her newly integrated school was, like, she's, like, younger than my mother, I think. So I think remembering that that is an ancient history drives home, in my opinion anyway, drives home the, like, of course things haven't been resolved forever and ever, you know? Ruby Bridges, thank you. Yes, I couldn't remember her last name. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's younger than my mother. Like, that wasn't that long ago. Like, those are fresh wounds. And something to take seriously. Which I realize is not necessarily... super relevant to the conversation at hand within the context of the game, but... Fire Lizard Rune. That sounds useful. Yes, she is younger than my mother. Puts it in perspective, doesn't it? Oh no, puzzles. Puzzles, mazes. I'm gonna get lost and annoyed here, aren't I? Especially because I don't have enough healing items, because I was dumb. Did not bring enough healing items. I did not... Oh my gosh. Okay. I actually don't know if I have it in me to do this entire dungeon tonight. Because I'm hungry. Because I'm a hungry Lauren. Yeah, I might escape talisman out. They did give me an escape talisman for that purpose. Yeah, because it's not like I'm gonna get lots of levels here. The tyranny of fixed save points. Thanks, Nick. I appreciate that. Man. I hope we can all go to conventions together again at some point in the future. I've met some of you before, and you're lovely people. It'd be nice to be able to meet more of you. And maybe have that follow-up Flutie Pies meetup that we've been talking about doing since the last one. A lot's changed since the last one. It'd be nice to have another one, I think. I think it'd be fun. Alright, let's see. I think I can survive getting out of here. Thank you, MC. Wall candy? Oh, do you collect artwork from artist alleys? Oh my goodness. So, somebody who actually watched my Final Fantasy VI stream archives on YouTube recently, she's an artist who does super, super fantastic art. And she was like inspired to draw some Final Fantasy VI fan art based on that. And then she drew a picture of Locke and Sully's kissing based on like me talking about how much I loved them. So she like sells prints, and I was like, no, you need to put posters available. Because I am getting that and I'm putting it on my wall. Then I ordered some more of her art too. But I'm very excited about that because I love Locke and Sully's. And I have the cross stitch that my sister did of them, but I could always have more. I can never have enough. Big fan. Yeah, I'm really excited about it. I'm actually more likely to put up people's original artwork on my walls. Like, it'll be their fan art sometimes that gets my attention, but then I want to buy their originals. But I do appreciate a good fan art. I have Zane and Garnet over there. Everything else in my room. No, I have one of I've got an Undertale one too. Frisk. I blanked on Frisk's name. The only name that popped into my head was Futch, and I was like, no, that's not Undertale, Lauren. That's Suikoden. I know you're playing Suikoden, so it makes sense for Suikoden to be in your head, but... Alright. Gonna reset this dungeon, probably. Sorry. But we'll tackle it next week with a full belly and full stamina and more healing items. Alright. Let's buy some healing items. Buy some nice things. Medicine. Bag. Yes. Bag. Yes. Bag. Yes. Does it change things, the number of piggies that there are? Party's items are full. Okay. Well, that's good to know. Oh, can I sell some of my garbage? Let's sell some garbage. I'm pretty sure that the robe is terrible. I'm pretty sure that the wooden shoes are terrible. Right? I don't have to worry about, like, hanging on to any of these, right? Won't buy. Good night, Dover. Do I sell... I don't think there's any reason why I shouldn't sell these. I'm gonna wait until next stream. Just in case there's like an item like the pointed shoes or something like that. Look at that, it's cute Palika's hanging out with her. Never mind about the money, that's really cute. Right to the guest book. No, I meant to save! Oh well. I did it wrong. Save data. Alright. I'm gonna try this one more time, just to make sure we saved. Yeah, so I apologize again for the late start and for the early finish, but it has been that kind of a night for me. So next week I have off work because I am changing jobs. I am leaving my current job, and then I will be starting a new job on March 1st. But that may mean that I get to do some extra streaming next week, and I will have a more flexible schedule with the next job because I will be working 20 hours there, which is going to help me be able to stream more too, and work more on some of the creative projects I want to work on. So it should be fun. So like look forward to that. That's what I've been talking about when I've been like, oh, Jobber, thank you for subscribing. When I've been talking about how like, oh, I've got some like plans for the future and things like that. Or like I want to do new things with my stream and all these things, and I'm like, you know, I want to get things set up during the month of February so that in March I can pick things up like that. That's what's going on. So it should be exciting. Which I realized I haven't talked about that on stream yet, so I guess I'll be saying that in my streams. But thank you all so much for joining me. Don't pursue Luca Blight. It's generally a bad idea, so don't fight him. Run away, please, if you encounter him. But yeah, take care of yourselves, and I will see you all the same place, same time next week. I will try to start actually on time next week. And yeah, maybe I'll see you Thursday. Good night!